and welcome to this new episode of Driven by Drivers. My name is Frank, and today I'm driving another 1.8 turbo from the Volkswagen Group, this time in what I think is the best chassis for it.
Hey Frank, take a seat.
Let's address the elephant in the room. Another Volkswagen Group car with a 1.8 turbo engine. This is probably one of the most popular engine choices in every Volkswagen Group car from this era. It has been delivered in so many chassis that it reminds me of yoga pants. It just doesn't suit everyone. And the same goes for this engine. Put it in a Seat Alhambra or the Audi A4 and it's not that special anymore. But if you put it in a Seat Ibiza FR, yeah, that's a very good choice, Volkswagen. But I have to admit, this car had the necessary upgrades. Let me take a look at the list. It has a ram air induction kit, AirTag front mount intercooler, a JM tuning downpipe with a 200 cell catalytic converter. It has a Miltech catback exhaust, Audi S3 fuel pump and fuel regulator, and a forged diverter valve. And all these parts, that's money well spent if you ask me. The stock Ibiza is cool, but don't get me wrong, this is so much better. This car recently had a custom dyno tune and it made 239 horsepower and 370 Newton meters of torque. Now keep in mind that this car just weighs 1129 kilo. That's some serious power for a little hatchback like this. But all that power doesn't make it unpredictable, and that's not without a reason. To handle all this power, the suspension and brakes are upgraded as well. It has a 312mm StopTech brake kit fitted in the front and a Brembo upgrade in the rear. And the car is fitted with Bilstein adjustable coilovers as well. It makes the ride a bit firm, but it's not necessarily uncomfortable. At least it serves the handling a lot, because I think that the stock suspension really would have trouble with all this power. In a nutshell, this car feels balanced, but to be honest, it's a typical Volkswagen product. And in my opinion, that's a Volkswagen Group problem. Audi, Skoda, Volkswagen, Seat, they all have it. If you buy a Volkswagen Caddy or an Audi A6, they all suffer from predictability in the form of understeer. Comfort and safety wise, that's a good thing. But if you are really looking for a fun car, a Volkswagen product might not be your best option. And that's the Volkswagen problem. They are easily driven to the limit. And I think that's boring. But if you do, however, decide to get a Volkswagen Group product as a fun car, out of all the Volkswagen Group cars I drove, the Seats are the least boring. At least in my opinion. Okay, the Lupo GTI was really good, but I would not take that on a long cruise. This Ibiza has a way better balance between comfort and sportivity. I would not mind driving, for example, to Italy in this car, which I would mind in the Lupo. This Ibiza, it's pretty spacious. The seats are good and you have all the necessary options you need. The option list on the Seat Ibiza FR is pretty rich. The car is equipped with all the basic options, like electric adjustable mirrors and central locking, ABS and traction control. Comfort-wise, we have climate control, cruise control, a aftermarket Pioneer head unit with 11 speakers. There is steering wheel control for the radio, so you can control your radio and torque steer at the same time. There's only one thing this car can use, and that's especially if you live in the Netherlands. And that's a bull bar. Because apparently, owning a racing bicycle means you can just cross the road without looking. Please don't be an idiot. Stay in your lane like these people do. Otherwise sell your racing bike and buy a race car. And my ride is pretty comfortable in this fully adjustable sports seats. By the way, it's worth mentioning that both seats are fully adjustable, and that's not something you see on every car. Another thing that made me happy is that the steering wheel is telescopic. Without it, I would not have been able to sit in my favorite driving position. And that's always a deal breaker for me. Looks-wise, Seat never lets me down. Yes, I admit it's probably a bit more appealing to younger drivers, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. This car, by the way, is in an exceptional good condition. And best part of it, it's pretty subtle to look at. It has the original Seat Aero front bumper, which is a pretty rare item. And it really complements the car. In the rear, we have a diffuser with a pretty big exhaust. I'm not a big fan of those exhausts, but taste is personal. I do, however, like the spoiler, which is nice and subtle. Another cool detail are the wheels. These are 17-inch Leon Coupe Pro wheels, fitted with 205/40 Vredestein Ultrac safety tires. And the wheels are coated in gunmetal grey. And the owner had the mirror covers painted to match the wheels. I think that's a nice little detail that I like a lot about this car. And these wheels, the fitment is absolutely fantastic. This car is subtle enough to not stand out, but you won't be unnoticed by other car enthusiasts. It's absolutely a car that you look at when you walk away from. So far so good, but how does it drive? Well, it's nice and easily drivable in normal traffic, but when you have a bit of free road, let me demonstrate this to you. You can absolutely have some fun with it. For a hatchback it's proper fast, but in a very controllable manner. The steering is sharp and precise, and the suspension is excellent. And on roads like these, the car is really in its element. I think we should really put this car for a challenge against some other cars we drove on a circuit or something. I think this car is proper fast if you put it on a track. And a lot of cars would struggle to keep up with this. So if you are looking for a fun daily driver that does a track day as well, this is your car. So if you agree with me that we should put this car on a track, please leave a note in the comments and then we'll see what we can arrange with the owner. So the big question, would I own one of these? Well, if I was looking for a cool hatchback, it would be a serious option. Money-wise, it's great bang for buck. You can pick them up for 4K or maybe less. And if that was my budget, this would be my car. And if I really wanted this Volkswagen 1.8 20-valve turbo engine, then this would absolutely be my car. This is really the best chassis to put this engine in. Not the Golf, not the Polo, not the Audi TT. I will choose the Ibiza without a doubt. Spend a little more on the mods like the owner did on this car, and you have such a good car. And you don't have to buy everything at once. So if this is your budget, go for it. But if I had a little more to spend, if I would have had the money for the mods already in my pocket, I think I'd rather go for a Renault Sport hatchback or like a BMW 130i. I think they are way more fun to drive out of the factory already. And even though they would not be as fast as this car, it would probably be my option to go for. Anyway, thanks for watching. And if you think we should put this car on a track, don't forget to put a note in the comment. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do, because we have a lot of viewers that are not subscribed, and subscribing would really help us. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.